Let's talk about distance, because there is a really easy way for you to start gaining instantaneous distance coming in towards your golf swing. And it's very much just sort of changing your idea of what you kind of think the golf swing is. Now, from a sort of face-on perspective, okay, what I'm going to do for a moment is I'm going to sort of divide myself into symmetry, okay? And then from this position, we would have the sort of takeaway, okay, early backswing, and then top of the backswing would look something like so. Now, the important thing is as we start the downswing, because it's the way now I'm progressively moving back in towards that lead side. But this is the point, right? If you now focus on my sort of left hip and left shoulder, and I'm going to do this from the other perspective as well, they starts to come back, and it lets the right side come through. So, excuse the angle, but I think it's going to be very helpful. So if I swing up towards the top, if you focus on my left hip and left shoulder, as I start the downswing, they kind of move down and left, but then they come back. Okay, and then they come back, and then they come back, and then they come back, and then they come back. So the point is that I'm trying to really make is that the main reason why you're not swinging the club, okay, and you're not producing as much sort of speed as you would like is because you're not retracting the side enough. Okay, so the speed is going to come from the retraction of my left hip and left shoulder moving backwards, which then means that my arms can be propelled forwards. You see, what happens in most golfers is they don't come into this hitting motion with that feeling, and what they tend to do is they tend to move more this way. So that's when the right side comes forward. So they'll often kind of say to me, well, my swing thought is I'm trying to get this right shoulder here or this right knee here. And what I'm saying is that's a really bad mistake. The reason why your right side comes forward in the golf swing is because your left side comes back. And you need to start thinking much more about the retraction of that left side moving back out of the way as I demonstrate there, right? As you really kind of exaggerate that sort of feeling. And that's what will then propel the right side forward. So when we see a professional golfer finish the golf swing where they look this way, it's not because they're sort of firing everything off that right side and doing this. It's because they transition, they progressively keep pulling the left side back, which is why they then end up finishing very nice and balanced in that through swing. And that's a really important thing to do. So when you next go to the range, instead of just smacking balls, right, what I want you to do, turn the club upside down, lead hand only, and just make some swings where you really feel like you're lifting that club up in the backswing, and then from there, down and across, okay, and then really feel like you're pulling that left side back and out the way. So you should almost feel like your left hip and your left shoulder are moving back away from you, and then you should hear the way that club will propel forward. I do this a lot with online students, right, and I'll get them to do this exercise, and they'll do something like this. Looks like this. So the way I'm moving towards the target, okay, like so, so it looks like this. Okay, not like that. We don't want that. We want to be moving back away from it. Back away from it. Okay? Back away from it. And that opens up your chest. That gives your arms more leverage to finish high. And that's how you're going to generate way more speed. So work on it. And then don't tire yourself out too much. But it's a good way to warm up as well, especially when it's a bit fresh here. Work on it. And I'll see you guys again really soon.